Hello.
Hello.
Yes, yeah. Good morning.
Yes, Suresh. Good morning. How are you?
Yeah, good.
So, what did we discuss in the last class?
Last class
What
we
you
have done with constraints.
constraints.
Yeah.
So, okay. So, did you practice the constraints?
Yeah, yeah.
So, can we do a quick review of that?
Sorry.
Can we do a quick review?
Yeah, yeah.
Like, what are the constraints we have learned?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So, okay. How many? I mean, what are the types of constraints we have learned?
Yeah, there are 6 types of constraints.
So, what are they?
Not null, unique, check, primary key, foreign key, and default.
Can you just quickly just tell me in one liner? So, what each of them mean? Just
Yeah.
a one liner. Yeah.
Yeah. Not null value will not restrict the user to insert the null values.
Will restrict actually. It will restrict the.
Yeah, yeah. Will
user.
restrict the user to insert the null in the specific columns.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unique constraint. Unique, it will not allow the duplicate values in the column.
Okay.
Yeah. Check.
And one more thing. So you forgot, it will allow one null.
And it will allow one single null value.
Yes.
Yeah. And the check constraint. Check values allow values based on a condition.
Yes, it will validate and it will allow. Yeah.
Yeah. And the default constraint will be used to set a default value.
Okay.
Yeah. And the primary key constraint. Primary constraint is similar to unique. Does not allow duplicate values and does not allow null values also.
Okay.
Yeah. And the foreign key constraint. Foreign key constraint is the reference of the primary key constraint.
Okay. Okay. With that. So today we will start with system functions. Okay.
Okay.
Are you able to see the screen?
Yes, yeah.
We will start with system functions. So we have 4 types of functions: aggregate functions,
Okay.
mathematical, string, date. So these are the 4 types of system functions we are having. Okay. So there are a lot of functions. I mean, in string and mathematical, so there are a lot of functions. We will be discussing only the main ones.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So let's talk about aggregate functions. Okay. So let's do one thing. So before discussing about functions, so we will discuss about some clauses, okay, some keywords which we can use in the select statement.
Yeah.
Okay. So you know how to use where, right? So where clause. So we have,
Yeah.
have you seen? And we have you seen order by also, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's talk about the keywords here. So let's talk about distinct, count distinct, top to by having. Okay. So let's just cover about these clauses. Okay, so let's talk about distinct now. Okay,
Okay.
so distinct is nothing but it whenever you use the distinct keyword in the select statement, it will display only the unique records or unique values.
Okay.
Okay, so let's see how we can do that. Okay. So now let's see if I want to select only customer name from this column, from this customer table. So it will give me how many, it is giving me how many records? 8 records,
8.
right?
Yeah.
So if you see, we have this duplicate values here. The SI is a duplicate value. Okay?
Yeah.
So even the duplicate one is also counted as a record because that is a record. We have a record with
Yeah.
customer name SI 2 times. So that's why it is counting it as another record. Okay.
Okay.
But if you want to see whatever the distinct values, whatever the unique values in that particular column, you can use the distinct keyword here. Distinct.
Okay.
If you use select distinct customer name, so you will see only unique values here. So earlier we had seen 8 customer name, right?
Yeah.
Now we can see only 6 because it has eliminated the
Duplicate values.
duplicate values. What are the duplicate values we have? And we have Suresh and we are having
And
Sai. Okay. So
Yeah.
it has eliminated both of them. And it has given us the records. Okay. Let's see like this in case. Customer location. So if you see here, so I'm considering 2 columns here. Customer name and customer location. Okay.
Yeah.
Now what happens is each record will be considered as a single entity. Okay. So whenever a unique record, it will consider this whole thing as one record. Okay.
Okay.
So whenever you use distinct here, distinct, so it will check for unique records. Okay. So it will not check, it will not just check for Suresh and Suresh here. Okay. It will check for Suresh and BNG, and it will check for in another record also there should be Suresh and BNG. Then only they will be treated as duplicates.
Okay.
Like that, if you use another column also, it will be the same. Okay.
Okay.
So if you have another column, so it will the whole record should be unique. Okay.
Got it.
It's not just one column. It's not just one column. It's the whole record. The whole record should be unique.
Okay.
Okay. Now let's see. So this is the customer name and location. Let's see using distinct here. So again, we have got all the 8 records. Why? Because no 2 records are same here. If you see, say earlier we had this Sai and Suresh had duplicates, right?
Yeah.
If we checked for Sai also, so for Sai, one record is Chennai and another one is Hyderabad. So these 2 are unique records.
Okay.
They are not duplicate now, right?
In that time, it will not consider the names, right?
Yeah. So if you are considering more than one columns, it will consider the whole record. Okay.
Okay.
So in the first example, we have considered only one column, right?
Yeah.
The first example, we have considered only one column. So then it will check for that. It will check for the values in that column. Okay. It will check for Suresh and Sai, right? It will check for the values in that column. But whenever you are considering more than one column, it will try to consider the whole record.
Got it.
Whole row, I mean to say record. Okay. It will consider the whole record. The whole record should be unique. Not only the one value, the whole record. For Sai, so we can see the customer location is different straight away here itself. Okay. let's say if the customer location is also same. Let's say Sai is, we have both Chennai and Chennai, okay? Again, it will check for the third column, which is ID. So if ID is different for both of the records, it will be treated as a unique record. Okay.
Got it.
So whenever the IDs are also same, let's say IDs are also same and the customer location is also same. Sai Chennai and ID is 104 and Sai Chennai 104. So those two records are same. Then that will be treated as a duplicate. And if you use distinct, it will display only one record
One.
out of the both. Okay.
Got it. Got it, sir.
Clear?
Yeah.
So that's how we can use distinct whenever you're using one column or multiple columns.
Got it, sir.
Clear?
Yeah.
Right. Now moving on to the second keyword, which is count. So count of star will just give you the number of records available in the table. Okay.
Okay.
So we have eight records in the table, right? So it will just display the number 8.
8. Okay.
We will get to know how many records are there in that column. But
1 minute, sir.
yeah.
Hello.
Yeah, hello.
Yes, yeah, we can go.
Just napkin. Okay. So count of star will just give you the number of records in a table.
Okay.
So you can use here, you can use just of star if you want to get the number of records in the table. Or if you can just use a particular column also. Okay.
Okay.
So see here we have all 2 records, right? So earlier we have used count of star. Now I'm using customer name column. Instead of giving a star, I'm using a particular column name. I want to know how many values are there in that particular column. Okay.
Okay.
So here the customer name column also have 8 values. So it doesn't matter if it is a duplicate or not. Okay. It will just count everything. Okay.
Yeah.
So we have 8 records. The same, if you see, check for the ID, it is different again. For ID, we have got only how many?
8. 6.
Why is that?
Because it will not consider the null value. Null.
Yes. So null is not a value.
Okay.
Right? So it's a null.
Yeah.
So it is not counting the null values. So whenever you are using null, you will not count the null values. Okay, clear?
Yeah.
But in the same count, if you use customer name, you will get 8 records. Okay.
Okay.
So this is our count. So just remember, count will not take nulls into account.
Null.
Okay.
Okay.
Clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So here I've got 8 records, right? So this 8 has duplicate values also, right?
Yeah.
But if you want to count the unique values, the distinct values in that particular column, you should use the keyword distinct here. Okay.
Okay.
Now how many we will get? We have got only
6.
So why is that?
Distinct will not consider the duplicate values, right?
Yes. So can you tell me what is the difference between the distinct we have learned in the first and what about this?
In count, it will not consider the null values.
Okay.
Yeah, and in distinct, it will not consider the duplicate values.
No, I'm asking about the distinct actually. This distinct and count of distinct. What is the difference?
Oh, this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, count will not consider the null values, and the count distinct.
No, I'm not talking about the count. I'm talking about distinct. This you can see the distinct, right?
Yeah.
Just distinct. This one and this one.
Count.
Distinct and count of distinct. What is the difference you observe? Shall I write it?
Yeah.
Distinct. So what does it receive?
It will show the customer name, which is not duplicate. In distinct, in count distinct, it will only count the original values.
If you observe, whenever I am just using the distinct, it will display the values.
Yeah.
Okay. It is displaying the values. Whenever I'm using the count of distinct, it is giving me a number.
Yeah.
So this is the giving me the whole values, whole result set. Okay. But
Okay.
whenever I'm using the count of that, will just count and it will give you a number. It will not give you the values.
Values. Okay.
Okay. It will not give you the exact values or the records.
But in count distinct also, it will not consider the duplicate values. Right?
Yes, in count distinct also, it will not consider the duplicate values, and also it will just give you the count.
But it's
okay.
Yeah.
Clear?
Yeah, clear.
How about in select? Just how about in count?
In count, it will show the duplicate values also. It will just count the.
What does it will give you? What does count give you?
Numbers only.
Yes, number of records.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's talk about select. Just a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So top will be used to get the example. Let's say if you want to get out of 8 records, if you want to get only top 2 records from the table,
Okay.
you can use the top keyword here. It will return the number of rows mentioned in the top function. Okay.
Okay.
You have to specify how many records you want from the table. You can exactly get those many records. Okay.
Okay.
So let's say our customers table is having 8 records, right? If I just want 4 record or 3 records, top select star, top 3 star from, I can use like this. Okay.
Okay.
So why I'm using star here?
So, because it will show the all values, right? If you use star, it will show the
all what?
Records.
Not records. It will show you all columns.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
It will show you all columns. Basically, star means it is everything. Okay. All records or columns. Basically, most of the times we prefer to take it as a columns. Okay.
It will show the whole table.
Yeah, whole table star.
Okay.
But whenever you're using some top function like this, okay, with number of records you want, it will display all the columns, but only 3 records. Okay.
Okay. First top 3.
It's not about first, it will be random.
Okay.
It will be just random. Okay. There is no order for that, how this will be picked. It will just be a random 3 records. Okay.
Okay.
But if you want only customer name here, you can use top 3 customer name.
Customer.
What we are giving here, we are considering only, we want to get only customer name column. That's why instead of star, we have used just the column name we want. Just the customer name. Okay.
Okay.
And in that customer name also, we don't want all rows, all records. We want only just the top 3. Okay.
Top 3. Okay.
So that's why we have used top 3 customer names. Okay. Clear?
Yeah, clear. Yeah.
So if you see, so I'm getting 100, 101, 102, right? If I use select top 3 star.
Yeah.
Okay. So they are in order. Luckily, I mean, it should be picked by random, but they are in order. That doesn't matter. Okay.
Okay.
But what if you want the top 3 from bottom?
Top 3
from bottom.
I think we have to use less than.
How is it? And what do you propose? You can tell me whatever it is. Even if it is wrong, also fine. At least you can try.
Yeah.
So how can I use less than here? What do you want me to write?
Where condition?
Where?
Where less than.
Just less than. Okay.
Less than 3, I think.
So what is our requirement actually here?
We have bottom 3 records. We want.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
So earlier when if I'm using top 3, I'm getting 100, 101, 102, right? But now I want top 3 from bottom. That means 4, 4, 4, 5, right?
Yeah.
So here we cannot use the operators just like this. Okay.
Okay.
So at least we should give some column.
Okay.
So in where condition, we should filter out the values, right?
Yeah.
What does the where condition do? It will just filter out the records. Okay.
Record.
Based on a condition. Okay. So the condition what we have given is just less than 3, right? In which column it should apply that condition less than 3? In which column? That also we should give, right?
Yeah.
We should give at least some column, whatever the column name is. Okay. at least we should give column. In that column, it should validate that less than 3 condition. Whichever is satisfied, so those records will be returned. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So let's say we are taking ID by 3. Let's run this. I'm getting nothing. Why? Because so it is checking in the ID column for the values which are less than 3, right?
Yeah.
What are the values less than 3? 2, 1, 0, and negative values -1, -2, right?
Yeah.
So do we have any ID records in ID which are less than 3 here? We
No.
have 100, 101,
Yeah.
102. Everything is greater than 3. And we have two null values which doesn't have any value. Okay. Right?
Yeah.
So this condition doesn't give you the required values. Okay.
Okay.
So what we can do is, okay, first, if you want the bottom 3 records, I mean, not just randomly, okay,
Okay.
like on the ID, based on the ID columns, okay, based on the ID column, I want the bottom 3 one, okay.
Okay.
From the highest to lowest, I want top 3. What is the highest here? We have highest is 105.
105. Yeah.
From 105 to top 3.
10. Yeah.
Right. So what I can do is order by ID column. So let's not use top 3 here. So let's just pick it up. Let's just use ID column here. What I did, I just used order by ID. Okay.
Yeah.
So now what it has done, so it has sorted our table in the order of IDs. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. If you see 100, 1011. So earlier they were not in order. They were in the order of which we have, how we have inserted. Okay.
Yeah.
Now they are displaying in the order of the ID column. Okay. Now let's use this top 3 function. What we have got, null values which doesn't have a value, so they will be coming first. Okay. And after that our actual values will start.
Got
Yep.
it. Yeah.
The same way, if you want the bottom 3 records, you can use. So right now, in what order it is, what sorting order it is? It is in ascending sorting order, right?
Yeah.
If I'm not specifying anything in the order by clause, by default, it will take the ascending sorting order. Okay. If you want the ID column to be in descending order, you have to use this keyword DESC. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can see, right?
Yeah.
Now the columns, now the table is sorted in descending order of the ID column. Okay. Now, if I want the bottom 3, I can just use top 3.
From descending.
Okay. So let's forget about top 3. So this result set is giving me this. Okay. This square is giving me this result set.
Yeah.
In this result set, I want the top 3. Okay. Don't just confuse. I'm using descending on top. Okay. Whenever we are using this query, I'm getting this result set. Okay. In the order of descending. So in this result set, it will pick up the top 3. Okay.
Yeah, because we want only top 3 records.
Yes. Just don't confuse, like, because top is coming in the first, right? And the order by is coming in the last. First or top will be applied. Only then that order by will be applied. Don't get confused. Okay.
Yeah.
First, it will give you take the result set. In that result set, it will take the top 3. Clear?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Now let's talk about group by functions here. So group by data is used to group the data based on a given column. Okay.
Okay.
And it will give the distinct value for the combination. So I mean, it might be something confusing. So let's see how you want. So our requirement, so let's say, let's take an example. Okay. So here we have different locations, right?
Yeah.
In our table. So I want to know how many customers are there per location.
Okay.
So with the things, whatever we have learned till now, so can we get to know that? Just think of that.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah. We want to use select group by customer location from customers.
No, no, forget about group by. I'm just asking about the topics which we have learned till now. Just forget
Okay.
group by. At least by seeing it manually, can you check? Can you tell me?
Sorry.
I mean, just seeing the data manually, can you tell me? At least without query.
Which one? Group by or?
Without using the query, can you tell me how many persons are there per location?
Okay. In Chennai, there are two, three.
Okay.
Yeah, three.
Mhm.
In Hyderabad, there are two records. BNG is single record and BGL is a single record. And
Okay.
Gorgon Delhi.
Okay. So we have this, like, 4 or 5 different locations, right?
Yeah.
So now let's see how we can achieve this with using group by. Okay.
Okay.
So based on what column I want to group by now? So based on what column I want the count of customers.
Customer location.
So I want to, that means I want to group the data using customer
Customer
location.
location.
Yes, right?
Yeah.
Is it clear? I want to
Yeah.
group the data based on customer location column. See, now I have taken the first column, which I want to, based on which I want to group the data. Okay.
Yeah.
So next, what I want here. So what is the data next I want here?
Customer location. Group by.
No. So what is the data I'm required? I'm looking for
Customer location.
number of customers per location, right?
Yeah.
So that is the data I'm looking for. Now that I have taken the customer location already in the query, I want to get the number of customers, right?
Yeah.
That also should be a column. So to count the number of customers, so what is the keyword or function we use? What is the function we use to get the number of customers? Usually, just forgot about group by. I'm asking generally.
Okay.
To get the number of customers or the count of customers.
Star.
So star will give me all the columns, right? It will display all the data. So just now, sometime back we've discussed that. So we have to use count.
Okay.
You remember? What does count will give us?
The numbers only, the number of records.
Number count of records, exactly to say, right? Whenever you use count of star, it will give us the number of records available in the table, right?
Yeah.
Yes. So till then, so if you see this query, so what does it do is, so it will give us how many columns? Whatever the thing I have highlighted. So it will give us how many columns?
8.
I'm asking about records. Sorry, columns, not records. How many columns it will give us?
Customer location.
And
The number of values.
so we'll get 2 columns. Is it?
Yeah.
So whatever the things you're going to write in a select statement, so those will be the columns. Okay. So here we have taken. So let's say if I have, instead of count star, if I have taken the cast name here. So now tell me how many columns am I going to get?
Oh, now got it. Jen. It will show the 2 columns, customer location column and customer name column.
Right?
Yeah.
So in the place of this many, I'm just doing count.
Yeah.
Okay. So now how many columns I'll get?
2 columns only.
2
The
columns
number.
only, right?
Yeah. The
So
numbers.
because I have, yeah, one is the customer location, another one is numbers.
Numbers. Yeah.
So I'll get 2 columns. Okay. So to achieve my example scenario, so what is my requirement here? I want to know number of customers per location, right?
Yeah.
So to achieve that, I have written this query. So let's execute this query. So it is giving me an error. What is the error? Customer location column is invalid in the select list because it is not contained in an aggregate function or group by clause. Okay.
Okay.
So what does it say? So we did not have any group by clause. So to group the customers based on customer location, we have to use the group by clause here. Okay.
Okay.
So let's say I will run this. Do you see the result? This is the result set which I have got while running this query. Okay.
Yeah.
So do you see the difference? What I'm getting here?
Yeah. Yeah.
So for BNG we have 1, and for BGL we have 1. For Chennai we have 2. So earlier you have said 3, right?
Yeah. I think it will consider Chennai and Madras also.
So it will consider each value as one group. Okay.
Yeah, got it.
So this is different value and this is different value. Okay.
Yeah.
So now how many locations we have now? So we will be able to see
Yeah.
the number of distinct locations also. Did we use any distinct function here?
No.
No, right? But still we have got the distinct values because we are grouping it based on the customer location column. Okay.
Okay.
Clear?
Yeah, clear. Jim. If you want customer name, means we have to select their customer name.
Yeah. So if you want, instead of star, you can use count of customer name also. So if you see, you will get the same. Okay.
Yeah.
For BAGL1, BNG1, Chennai 2, Madras 1, we're going to Hyderabad 2. Okay.
Yeah.
Have you understand this? Have you understood the group by concept?
Yeah, got it. Jim.
Based on one column also we can group by, or based on two columns also we can do a group by.
Okay.
The thumb rule here while using the group by is whatever the columns you are using in the select statement. So this is one column, right? I'm using
Yeah.
the select statement, and this is also another column. Okay, this is also a column name, and this is also a column name.
Yeah.
But this column name is available in some function. Okay.
Yeah.
The customer name is available, is being used in some function. So we will not consider that as a exact column name. So whatever the column names without using any aggregation we are using, so only those will be considered. Okay. So those columns should be available in the group by. Okay.
Yeah, got it. Jim.
Clear? The select list columns, whatever the columns, the select list columns we are using must be appearing in the group by clause. Okay.
Okay.
Clear?
Yeah.
Let's say
Clear.
we are using one more column here. And in the group by clause, we are using only one column. So this will throw us an error. Why? Because all the columns which are being used in the select statement are not available in the group by clause.
Okay.
Clear?
In group by because we have selected customer location only.
Yes. So now that I have added the customer name also, it is working.
Got it.
Clear?
Yeah.
So that is the thumb rule. So whatever the columns we are going to use in the select statement, those columns should be available in the group by clause also. Okay.
Okay.
So in the count distinct, in the count column, you can use the keyword distinct also. See, let's say the Chennai is having, for Chennai, we have two customers, right?
Yeah.
Abhi and Sai, right?
Yes.
Let's say the two customer names are same, Abhi and Abhi. Okay. So it will consider only one customer name, and here it will give you only count as one.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Clear?
Yes. Yeah. Clear.
So this is how we can use group by column, group by clause. Now let's talk about having. Okay.
Yeah.
So having clause is also used as a filter. Okay. Having clause is also used as a filter based on the aggregated columns. So these are the aggregated columns. Like whenever I'm using max of or minimum of, count of or average of, sum of. Okay. So these are all the aggregate functions which we are going to discuss. Okay. So whenever we want to filter the data based on these aggregate columns, then we will be using the clause called having. Okay. But whenever you want to filter the data based on a column, based on just a column, okay, you can use where clause.
Okay.
Getting any confusion here? Can you just tell me what You understood?
Tell me once more.
Okay. See, having clause is also used as a filter. Okay. But
Okay.
we can use the having clause only on the aggregated columns, such as count of, average of, max of, min of, or sum of.
Okay.
Okay. So all these are aggregate functions. Okay. So whenever we want to filter the data based on these aggregate columns, then only we will be using the having clause. Okay.
Okay.
In any general scenario, if you want to filter out the data based on a column, you can just use the where clause. So normally how we'll use, if I want to filter the data based on customer location, I'll use where condition, and customer location equals to Chennai, right?
Yeah.
So this is how I will use the where clause whenever I'm trying to use a column, right? This is just a normal column, right? But this is an aggregate column. This is different. Why? Because the column is available inside a aggregate function.
Okay.
This is not directly taken, right? We are not directly considering the customer name. We are considering the count of customer name.
Yes.
Clear?
Got it. Yeah.
So we are not directly considering the customer name. We are considering the count of customer name.
Count of customer.
Which is so that's why we are calling this column as aggregated column.
Got it. Sir. Yeah.
But this is just a normal column we are considering here. Okay. So whenever you want to filter the data based on the normal column, based on a regular column, you can use where condition. Okay.
Okay.
But whenever you want to filter the data based on this aggregated column, you have to use having.
Okay.
Clear? So let's see how we can use the having clause here. So if I execute this, so I'm getting this result set. Okay. Now from this result set, I want to know the cities which are having more than one customers. Okay.
Okay.
I want to see the locations which are having more than one customer. Okay. In that case, I have to use having clause here. You can write like this: having count of customer name greater than one. Okay. This is how I can write a condition on the aggregated columns. Clear?
Yeah.
So now if I execute this, it will give me the locations which are having more than one customer.
One customer.
Okay.
Yeah.
So in the where condition, if I try to use the same condition, count of customer name greater than one, so it will not work because I cannot use aggregated columns in where condition.
Where condition. Okay.
So this is an aggregated column, right?
Yes. Yes.
I cannot use an aggregated column in where condition.
Where condition. Okay.
If I want to filter out based on aggregated column, I should use having.
Having.
Clear?
Yeah. Got it. Yeah.
So this is how we can use the having clause. So there is an order in which how we have to use the where, group by, and having. Okay. First, so whenever you have to use all the three clauses, okay, you have to use where clause, group by clause, and having clause. So there is an order in which you have to write. Okay. First, the where clause should come, then the group by, then only having. Okay. So order should be like this.
Okay.
Okay. You cannot write group by first and where condition next. This is an order. So whenever we have to use these three clauses or just two clauses, you have to follow this order. Okay.
Okay.
First we have to use where condition, then we have to use group by clause, and then we have to use having clause. Clear? So this is the order which we have to use. Any doubts?
No.
Okay. So let's say, so now we have got two records, right? Here we have got 2 records in this result set. Okay.
Yeah.
So I want to know the city which is other than Hyderabad. Okay. So let's say this has some 10 records or 100 records. Okay. This is a very small set. Let's say we have some 100 records. Okay. So I want to know the cities which are available apart from Hyderabad.
Okay.
So how can I see what condition I can write here? So to filter out the data, I can use the where condition, right?
Yeah.
So what is my requirement? I want to see the locations apart from Hyderabad, right?
Yeah.
So customer, we are directly taking the customer location column. So this is not an aggregated column, right?
Yeah.
So to filter out the data from a general column, so I can use where condition.
Okay.
Is it correct? Confused?
Yes, yeah, little bit.
Okay. So let's say I'm just taking customer location. Okay. If I execute this query, what will I get?
They all records in
All
customer
values,
location.
all records
Yeah.
from customer location, right? Clear?
Yeah.
I've got all the records. I've got all the values from customer location. So if I want to see the locations apart from Hyderabad, what should I do?
Where condition.
Yeah, where condition. So I'm writing where. Yeah,
Customer
tell me the
location.
condition. What should I do? Customer location not equals to Hyderabad, right? So I don't want to see Hyderabad. I want to see everything else, right?
Here we have to use not condition.
Yes, I have to use not equals. I'm using not equals to, okay?
Oh,
Or else I can use this one,
okay.
okay? So
Got
both
it,
are
sir.
same. So I want to see locations apart from Hyderabad. If I execute this, I will get the other locations apart from Hyderabad, right? I don't see Hyderabad here.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, for these locations, I want to see how many customers are there. Okay.
Okay.
So to get the count, so what is the aggregate function I have to use to see the counts?
Count customer name.
Yes, right. I want to see count of customer name, right? So this is the count I want to get for each location. And I have to use group by also, right? So without group by, so I cannot get the counts for a location.
Yeah, yeah. From by customer location.
Clear?
Yes, yeah.
So now for what cities I've got the details? Apart from Chennai, whatever the location is available, for those locations, I've got the number of customers.
Yeah.
Right? So in this also, in this data set also, I want to see the locations which are having more than one customer.
Okay.
Clear? So this is my data, right? Bangalore is having one employee, BNG is having one employee, Chennai has having two, Chennai or Madras is having one, and Gurgaon, Delhi is having one customer, right?
Yeah.
So in this data set, I want to see the location which is having more than one customer.
Okay. Now we have to use having a have.
Yes. Now I have to use having
Customer.
So why I'm using this count of customer name here? Why? Because I want to filter the data based on this column, right? So in this column, wherever the value is greater than one, you show me that. That's what I'm asking, right?
Yes, yeah.
So I have to use this column only.
Got
Customer name greater than
one.
Clear?
Yes, yeah.
So earlier we had two cities which are having greater than one employee, one customer. That is Hyderabad and Chennai. So now that I don't want to see Hyderabad. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's why I have put a filter where customer location not equals to
Not in-
Hyderabad. So what am I left with? I'm left with only Chennai.
Yes.
So that is what it is displaying here.
Got it. Got it, sir.
Okay. So this is how we can use all these three clauses: where clause, group by clause, and having clause. Okay. So where is used to filter the data based on a column. Okay.
Yeah.
Where is used to filter the data based on a column. Okay. And group by is used to get the counts based on a column. Okay. To get the counts based on a column. Or I can say instead of counts, aggregation, I can say. It will be very generic. If I say counts, aggregation means in that aggregation, you can get any minimum value or maximum value, average value, sum value, anything you can get. Okay.
Yeah.
If you want to get the aggregation based on a column, you should use group by. Okay. And
Got
having
it, sir.
by, if you want to filter out the data based on the aggregate column, you can use having by. Okay.
Yeah.
Clear?
Yes, yeah.
Are we good with all these three clauses?
Yeah.
And if you want to filter, so let's say we have some 3-4 cities, or I can use this also. Okay.
Okay.
So now what I'll get? So instead of greater than 1, I'm using equals to 1. So what I'll get now?
So, 1 minute. Sorry. Equals to.
Instead of greater than 1 here, I'm using equals to.
It will include one locations also.
Yeah, it will include the locations which are having one customer. Okay. One.
Yeah.
So it will exclude the Chennai also now. See? Why? Because Chennai is having 2, but we are looking for the locations with only one customer.
Equals
Clear?
to.
Yes, that's why I'm giving equals to 1.
Yes, yeah.
Now, if I want to do order by, I can do here. Order by customer location descending. I want the customer location in descending order. See, the order has changed. Okay. So earlier it was starting with BGL, BNG, Chennai, and Gurgaon. Now that I did the order by, I want the data to be sorted in descending order of customer location. Okay. Clear?
Yeah.
Clear about all these three, all
Yes,
these
yeah.
4?
Yes,
I
yes.
can use order by. Sure. So this is the order in which we have to write the query. First where clause, group by clause, having, and order by. Okay. Just remember this order. Clear?
Yes, yeah.
Okay. Fine. So tomorrow we will start with aggregate functions. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, sir.
Okay. Fine. So just keep practicing them. If you have more confusion, just keep practicing them.
Yeah,
one by
sure,
one.
yeah.
At least you'll get some idea.
Yeah.
Okay. That's good.
Bye, yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.